Welcome to Inside the Canopy Files, a production of Canopy Realtor Association in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Have you ever felt stuck or like you needed a new direction, but just couldn't figure out how to get there? I know I have. That's why I'm excited to introduce our guest on today's episode of Inside the Canopy Files, Dr. Jennifer Keitt. Dr. Keitt is a nationally renowned speaker, author, and educator with over 3 decades of experience empowering individuals and organizations to thrive. She's a doctor of educational psychology, a certified life coach, and a human behavior consultant who has dedicated her career to helping professionals lead with authenticity, resilience, and confidence. Her influence extends far and wide. More than 35 years of media excellence, over 7,800 radio shows, 5,000 interviews conducted, and 25 million listeners worldwide. She also is the founder and CEO of the Keitt Institute, where her innovative programs equip professionals to design a powerful internal blueprint that supports focus, resilience, and lasting success. Her signature approach, renovate it, think it, build it, live it. It's all about applying real-time strategies to interrupt old mental patterns, shift direction immediately, and step into the kind of leadership that transforms both life and business. Dr. Keitt, let's just jump right into the conversation. Many leaders struggle with hidden self-talk that impacts their confidence and decision-making. What are some of the common thought patterns you have seen hold leaders back, and how can they start to recognize the shifts in those patterns?
I think one of the biggest patterns that I'm seeing that's overwhelmingly celebrated is this idea of imposter syndrome. So it's the idea that I'm here, but I don't belong. I've got the contract, but if they only knew. I have this hidden self that is actually working against what is happening in my outside world. And a lot of professionals, high achieving, high level professionals, really need to sit and think about just how great they are. And I don't say that pie in the sky, Pollyanna. I'm saying for real, a lot of what we like to do is we like to take leaders through assessments that give them real clarity about who they really are. When I discover my strengths, when I discover the proclivities of my personality that will move me in direction, I can use that as building material to renovate those thoughts of imposter, right? And I can come to the table ready to go forward. So that's just one example of what I'm seeing.
Awesome. In high pressure situations, it's easy for old mental habits to resurface. What are a few practical, in-the-moment strategies leaders can use to interpret negative thinking and recenter themselves?
There's this idea that's called metacognition. And what the idea is that we can stop and we can think and we can look at our thoughts. We can think about what we're thinking about. It's a superpower. We don't recognize that as humans, we have the ability to actually think about what it is I'm thinking about. That superpower is the action that needs to take place. If I recognize by looking at my exterior world, things are not the way it should be. I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to believe this way. I don't want to be this way. I've got the superpower of metacognition. I can sit down and I can say, wait a minute, what am I really thinking? Why is that really true? No, it's not true. What is another way that I can reframe that thought to serve me better? And so it's this whole process of thinking about what you're thinking about that will instantly break that autopilot, habitual negative thinking that we all have.
you talk about designing a new internal blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like for leaders who want to cultivate resilience and focus, especially when they're leading through uncertainty or change?
Well, that's the idea, right? I believe that future forward leadership is going to require in the moment ability to renovate our thinking. Only those leaders who have doubled down on going the distance, regardless of the external circumstances, are going to be able to actually do that. So the build framework that I went through with the audience today, which was fantastic, you're going to break open the moment. You're going to break down what is going on in my mind. You're going to then understand that. You're going to begin to interpret what are the patterns? What is the thinking that has gotten me here? You're going to then lay down new beams, and you're going to do this on repeat over and over again. Today, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now, I fully intend on ending my race. So I'm not building a life for today. I'm building a life for what it's going to look like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. What is my game going to look like then? And I don't believe that enough people are thinking that way. I don't care about AI, about the transformation that we're seeing globally. All of those things are irrelevant to my showing up every single day as my best self. And so this build framework helps me to build the infrastructure to hold a life to go the distance.
Motivation is often short-lived. How can leaders move beyond surface-level inspiration and create lasting, meaningful change in the way they lead themselves and their teams?
One of the key principles at the Keitt Institute is to write it down. Neurologically speaking, we do not remember what we hear. We do not remember only what we see. We remember, we are literally encoding with our pen on paper the ideas and the thoughts that we take the time to write down. That's why in every Keitt Institute, Dr. Jennifer Keitt and Morgan Holmes experience, you are going to have a physical workbook with a pen, because the way that people are going to be able to get beyond motivation and inspiration is application. You cannot apply what you don't remember. You cannot remember what you've not written down. You cannot write down what someone has not told you. So it's a whole backstory and a process of doing what I do every single day to ensure that tomorrow those 700 plus people will be able to take their book if they can't remember what I said, and they'll be able to go to page number 7 and they'll be able to apply it. That's going to change the motivational theories that people have out here. It's got to come from within. Motivation is like a bath. You need it every day. And so you cannot, unless you're generating that yourself, you've got to have something that you can apply. We're giving tools, thoughts, and ideas that are repeatable and scalable. That's the problem with the inspiration talk today. Oh, I feel good right now, but what is it going to do me tomorrow? Your little good words and your little cute story. I'm sorry, I'm getting on a tangent, but go ahead.
No, we love it. Keep going. I love the tangent. I love this.
And that's the problem. That's why I came out saying I'm not that speaker. I don't even roll that way. I roll with high achieving thinking leaders who are intent on living their absolute best life for the long haul. I don't care how old you are. One woman came up to me afterward and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm not done." I was like, we're done? We're still breathing. No, we're not done. But I don't think that we think that way. We listen to statistics that say that at 65, you have to retire. Retire to what? The next thing. I don't believe in those kinds of ideas. So what we're trying to do is give people transferable skills that can be applied in the moment. What does that mean in the moment? In the meeting. When you get the email, when you lay down your head at night, when your kid has just been a boo-boo and you have to clean that up. All of the life moments that are happening every single day for high-achieving people. We want to make sure that you've got frameworks, ideologies that you can scale and use to make sure your life goes the way that it needs to go.
Oh, wow. This is just an awesome opportunity to do this podcast with you. So after someone experiences a mental renovation that you talked to us about today, what daily practices or habits do you recommend leaders adopt to keep building on that transformation rather than slipping back into old patterns?
That's a really good question. And I think at the end of the day, if you think about autopilot, right, there's this idea that we have in Atlanta called self-driving cars. The way your girl ain't getting in no self-driving car, not yet. I'm not ready. Why? Because the technology is still very new. So what do I recommend for leaders? Don't use newfangled stuff. I'm going to let that breathe for a moment.
Wow.
We've got newfangled TikTok 60-second ideas that are supposed to build a career that's going to last and go the distance, that's supposed to get me monetarily where I need to go with your little hack. Are you absolutely kidding me? When that hack has been applied for a 25 to 30 year period and I've seen the results of it, then I will add that to my repertoire. I will add that to my library. I am still using interviews that I have done back in 1990 because they're solid principles. One of them, Stephen Covey. Those 7 habits, I know we've moved on. Your girl hasn't, because those habits absolutely help me build the kind of marriage that I have, the kind of relationship that I have with each one of my grown children and their spouses, helping me build with my grandchildren. I don't bring to the stage anything I'm not living. And I believe that a lot of people are trying to live other people's hacked lives.
Dr. Keitt, you have dropped so many gems today.
Oh, thank you.
How do people get in touch with you?
I love that question because I think that a lot of people today want to follow. I don't want you to follow me. I want you to do your life at the next level. In order to do that, we have provided at the keittinstitute.org, Keitt institute.org, tons of resources, tools, ideology, programs, things that you can actually do for purchase. Because if you're not going to invest in you, who's going to? That will absolutely help take you to the next level. If you just want a cute nugget, a cute saying, still vetted information, but at a lighter scale, we're on Instagram, we're in LinkedIn, YouTube, all of the social media platforms. But if you're serious, go to the website.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Keitt, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and practical strategy. This conversation is such a great reminder that transformation starts within, and that with the right tools and mindset, we can lead, thrive, and truly transform our world. For our listeners, if you'd like to learn more, check out Dr. Keitt's work at the Keitt Institute at keittinstitute.org, or subscribe to her YouTube channel, Dr. Jennifer Keitt. And as always, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, share this with your colleague, and join us next time for more conversations that inspire growth and leadership.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Inside the Canopy Files, presented by Canopy Realtor Association in Charlotte, North Carolina. Connect with us online at carolinahome.com.